To the musicians who feel that little knot in their stomach every time they hear the words AI music, the ones thinking, well, this is it. This is the thing that finally makes what I do relevant. I get it. Because every few decades, something shows up that feels like it's about to replace musicians. And every single time, people say the same thing. This is not real music. This is cheating. This is going to ruin everything. And every single time, music survives. Musicians adapt. And the art actually expands. So let's go way back, hundreds of years. Because AI is not the first technology that scared musicians. It's not even close. Let's go back to something ancient. Let's go back to the pipe organ. When the pipe organ became popular in churches, it was revolutionary. One person could suddenly create the sound of an entire ensemble, layers, harmony, sustained tones, massive sonic space. And before that, if you wanted big sound, you needed multiple musicians. Now one person with a machine and a system of air pressure could fill a cathedral. And guess what people said? That it was mechanical, that it lacked soul, that it was replacing human ensembles, that it made music less pure. Does that sound familiar? The organ didn't kill music. It expanded what was possible, and it created new compositions, new spaces, new emotional experiences. It didn't erase musicianship, it just shifted it. Instead of bowed strings, someone mastered manuals and pedals. And instead of breath control, someone mastered air systems and stops. And the skill moved, it didn't disappear. Now let's jump forward to the 1800s to the player piano. This thing could play music by itself. You insert a paper roll and it performed without a pianist even touching the keys. And at the time, people were furious. They thought it would destroy live performance. They thought families would stop learning piano together, and they thought it would make musicians obsolete. And yet, changed things. It made music more accessible. It put music into homes that didn't have trained players. But it didn't erase pianists. If anything, it created more demand for recordings, for compositions, for people who created the roles. And again, the skill shifted. The value moved upstream. Then came recorded music. Before recording, if you wanted music, you had to be in the same room with musicians. When the phonograph appeared, people panicked. And live musicians thought, no one's going to hire us if they can just press play. John Philip Sousa famously warned that recorded music would destroy music culture, and he thought it would make people passive and that families would stop making music themselves. Now think about that. Recorded music, the thing that we now consider completely normal, was once seen as the death of musicianship. But instead it created an entire new industry. Music did not shrink, it scaled. And when the electric guitar showed up, traditionalists hated that thing. It was way too loud, it was too artificial, too processed. The electric guitar, too processed. And it was not like real acoustic instruments. But the electric guitar did not erase the acoustic guitar. It created rock, blues, amplification, stadium shows, and allowed one person to fill space that previously required a band. And again, one person, bigger sound. We keep seeing this pattern. Technology amplifies reach. And people say it's cheating. Music evolves. Let's talk about drum machines. My favorite. When the Roland TR-808 came out, drummers were like feeling threatened because now a box with buttons could create rhythm, perfect timing, repeatable patterns. And people said it was robotic, cold, and soulless. But hip hop was built on drum machines. Pop music integrated them everywhere. And did drummers disappear? No. And session drummers still exist. Touring drummers still exist. Incredible human rhythms still exist. But now there's also programming, beat making, hybrid production. The role just expanded. And interestingly, the robotic sound became an aesthetic choice. What was once criticized became iconic. Synthesizers were once considered fake instruments. They didn't use strings or air or skins. They used circuits. Entire orchestras feared that they would be replaced by a keyboard that could mimic strings. And yeah, some budget productions chose synth strings instead of hiring a full orchestra, but synthesizers also created entirely new genres, new textures, new emotional palettes. And orchestras still exist. Film scores still use live strings. Broadway still hires musicians. And again, it was not replacement, it was expansion plus market shift. Now let's get closer to home. Digital audio workstations. Before DAWs, you needed expensive studios, tape machines, engineers, massive budgets. And then software showed up. Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton. And suddenly a teenager in a bedroom could produce tracks that sounded radio ready. And people said, this is not real production. Anyone can do it now. This is lowering the bar. But what actually happened? The barrier to entry dropped. And yeah, more music flooded the market, but also more voices got heard. Artists who would never have accessed $1 million studio suddenly had that power. And did big studios disappear completely? No, but the monopoly did. Sound familiar? Auto-tune. I'm not a fan, but auto-tune was called like the death of singing. People mocked it, said it removed talent, said it created fake artists. Now it's just a part of the sonic landscape. Love it or hate it. I'm not a fan, not gonna lie. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's stylistic. It did not eliminate great singers. Brittany Howard, Alabama Shakes. Incredible vocalists still exist. Technology did not erase skill. It created another tool. And now here we are with AI, and the fear sounds exactly the same. It will replace musicians. It's not real art. It's mechanical. It's gonna ruin everything. But if we zoom out of all that, what is AI really doing? It's lowering barriers. It's accelerating workflows like crazy. It's allowing solo creators to access tools that once required a whole team. It's generating ideas faster. That doesn't mean human expression just disappears. It means the bottleneck shifts. The musicians who thrive are not going to be the ones who resist every tool. They're going to be the ones who integrate, just like producers integrated drum machines, just like composers that integrated synthesizers. Here Comes the Sun, the Beatles, and just like bedroom artists integrated DAWs. And here's the deeper pattern across centuries. Every new music technology does three things. It scares the current generation, it lowers a barrier somewhere, and it creates a new form of artistry. And over time, what was once controversial becomes normal. The pipe organ was once radical. Recorded music was once controversial. Drum machines were once insulting. Some people still feel that way. I love drum machines. They're on a million hits that people don't even realize. But now they're foundational. AI is following a historical rhythm. This is not the first disruption. It's just the one happening during our lifetime. And disruption always feels personal when you're inside it. Music has survived plagues, wars, industrial revolutions, electricity, radio, television, the internet. It survived Napster. It survived streaming. It will survive AI. Because music is not just sound generation. It's like human meaning. It's context, identity, story, emotion. A tool can generate notes, but it cannot live your life. It can't feel your heartbreak. It can't stand on a stage shaking before that first chord. Technology changes how music is made. It doesn't erase why music is made. If you're a musician that's feeling anxious right now, just zoom out. History says this is not the end. It's a shift. And every shift creates space for new creators who are willing to learn the tools instead of fear them. Music is not fragile, it's adaptive. And so are you. If this gave you a little peace of mind, share it with another musician who needs to breathe a little easier right now. Because we've been here before, and every single time, music found a way forward.